Sono del Barça.
Jo sóc del Barça.
أنا من البارسا.
Yo soy del Barça, pibe. ¿Y vos?
Ich bin Barça-Fan.
Jo sóc del Barça.
Je suis du Barça.
I am a Barça fan.
Io sono del Barça.
Jo sóc del Barça.
Ja jsem Barça.
Yo soy del Barça.
Nie Barça, nie Barça, nie Barça, nie Barça.
Я Barça fan.
I am a Barça fan.
Yo soy del Barça.
我是巴萨球迷。
Je suis fan du Barça.
I'm a Barça supporter.
Yo soy del Barça. ¡Viva México! ¡Ajúa!
Ik ben voor Barça.
Ja som Barça.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this special program of the Barça World Radio, a program of the World Peñas Federation. We are celebrating this month Women's History Month and also International Women's Day. So we're having this program today with some of our women Peña members from around the world. Last week we had the similar program, but it was in Spanish. Today it's going to be in English. I'm Sara Adkins-Blanch, and I am the secretary of the federation, but I am also a Peña member, a vice president of Penya Barcelonista Washington, D.C. And I'm here in Washington. We have our co-moderator is Anthony Romon from France, from Peña Northern France, and he's the president of that Peña. And here we have also behind the scenes Massimiliano Morgante, who's from Peña Roma, and he's the production person for the program, and Rosé Espona, who's the executive assistant of our federation. Toni Freire, the president of the federation, is supposed to join us too. So we hope that he'll join along the way as we're going through the program. But I want to welcome you all. And before we start with our participants here, we want to show you a video that was put together by quite a few players of amateur players of the different sports that Barça has. So if you want to show that, Maxi, go ahead.
Today and every day, the future is female.
No soy valiente, soy deportista. Feliz Día Internacional de la Mujer, 8 de marzo.
El deporte femenino es importante. En el Barça jugamos todas. No soy valiente, soy atleta.
Podemos correr las mismas distancias.
L'esport no té gènere. L'esport és passió, lluita i sacrifici.
Al Barça juguem totes.
No soc valenta, soc esportista.
Nel Barça giochiamo tutte, non sono coraggiosa, sono un'atleta.
Avui i cada dia les dones també són futur en l'esport.
We can run the same distance.
À Barça tout le monde joue, je suis pas courageuse, je suis une athlète.
Hoy y cada día las mujeres también son el futuro en el deporte.
Al Barça juguem totes. Feliç 8 de març.
No soy valiente, soy deportista.
За Барсу игрamo сви. Janis Draper, ja som igrač.
Al Barça juguem totes.
At Barça, everyone plays. I'm not brave, I'm an athlete.
Podem córrer les mateixes distàncies.
I'm not brave, I'm an athlete.
Al Barça juguem totes.
At Barça, everyone plays.
En el Barça jugamos todas.
En el Barça jugamos todas.
At Barça, everyone plays.
No somos valientes, somos deportistas. Feliz Día Internacional de la Dona.
Thank you so much. Let me start by introducing a couple of our participants here. We have Paola Cifuentes from Peña Barcelonista Corazón Blaugrana, Bogotá, Colombia. We also have Alejandra Corredor Ruiz from the same Peña, and Janis Draper from Peña Blaugrana San Diego in California. Welcome. Anthony, do you want to introduce the rest of the group?
Yeah, so I'll introduce Novia Elma from Penya Barcelonista Indobarça Jakarta, Hanen Gamzi from Peña Barcelonista de Tunis, and Amy from Peña Barcelonista Washington, D.C., United States.
I think Toni hasn't joined us, so we can show a couple more videos now of two ex-players, very iconic players who were the first ones to play at Camp Nou in 1970.
Hola, muy buenas. Me llamo Ana Jacques Vidal. Fui jugadora del Barça durante los años 1970 a 1973. Jugaba de defensa central. La sensación que tuve el día de Navidad que jugamos, el primer día que jugamos en el campo del Barça, fue algo inmenso, algo que no se puede explicar. Es una sensación muy rara que tuvimos, ya que entrenábamos siempre en campo grande y, no sé, entrenábamos en los campos de entrenamiento. Y eso de jugar en el campo del Barça fue algo excepcional. Lo que no nos gustó es de que el campo nos lo hicieron más pequeño, ya que nosotros entrenábamos siempre en campo grande. Pero bueno, a pesar de eso, nos gustó mucho. En el Barça jugamos todas.
Hola amigos, mi nombre es Lolita Ortiz. Mi posición en el terreno de juego fue de extremo derecha con el 7 o delantero centro con el 9. Jugué casi 10 años, siendo nombrada capitana del equipo. Me retiré con rotura de menisco de la pierna derecha y ligamentos de la misma pierna. En la Navidad de 1970 jugué por primera vez en el Camp Nou. ¡Qué inmensa alegría saltar al terreno de juego! Nuestro entrenador fue don Antonio Ramallets, guardameta del Fútbol Club Barcelona, con el apodo del Gato de Maracaná. En el túnel de salida al terreno de juego nos hizo hacer precalentamiento. Me sentí importante. En el terreno de juego nos lo habían reducido. ¿De qué van?, pensé yo. Ganamos a las Centellas por 6-1 en tanda de penaltis. ¡Qué orgullo! Esta es la sensación que yo sentí en el primer partido en el Coliseo Azulgrana. El mensaje que mando a las mujeres peñistas o deportistas es que si hace 50 años nuestra fundadora Inmaculada Cabecerán logró fundar el femenino, yo os digo, querer es poder. Por más trabas que tengáis, siempre serán menos que las que nosotros sufrimos. Al Barça juguen totes.
I think that's quite inspirational, and I think we can all say that we've come a long ways, for sure. So we're going to start with our chat, and I'm going to throw a general question. So anybody who would like to answer, please feel free. And when you do so, maybe you can say a few words about yourselves, what type of activities you're involved with in your Peña, and we'll go from there. So the first question for all of you is, before you became members of your respective supporters clubs, What kind of relationship did you have with Barça and sports in general? Just, what were you doing? Who would like to go first?
I could go first.
Okay, go ahead.
I play soccer. Soccer is actually my first love. And I just, Barcelona is more than just the love that you have for the team itself. I think the values are something that, since I was very young, I love the play and all the values that they represent. So my participation in the Penya really came from my love of soccer and, of course, for this beautiful club that we all love. But yeah, I am a soccer player, a footballer at heart.
Great. Who else?
I can go next.
Alejandra?
Well, I love sports as well. I've always loved team sports since I was at school. Soccer was a bit tricky to practice in Colombia here 15 years ago, unfortunately. But I've been a follower since I have memory, and I have basically two main love. One is Barcelona, and the other one is my local team here in Colombia. And I came to fall in love completely in Barcelona when I had the opportunity to live in Europe and actually visit the Camp Nou for the first time back in 2006. And then I luckily found the Peña here in Bogotá, and I was also love at first sight, and I've been joining all the activities I can for the last 2 years that I've been a member from the Peña already.
Wonderful. Anybody else?
I can go.
I can go next.
Okay, Amy, and then who said you can go next? Afterwards, let's go, Amy, and then
that would be me. Motoko, Paola.
Okay.
I was a huge sports fan from my earliest memories as well. My father put me in sports right away. Soccer was my first love as well. And I never had the opportunity to really see or watch soccer here in the US as a kid. They just didn't put it on unless the World Cup was on. But during the World Cup, they were showing old Barca matches, and I saw a Cruyff score on Atleti, I think in 1973, that I fell in love with. And from that moment on, I was a Barcelona fan, even though I couldn't see them except for the few times they would show games during World Cup times, until I got older. And then when I found the Peña, it was like I found a family, and that was it. It was it for me. So.
Wonderful. Thank you, Paola.
Of course. Well, actually, I've been playing football since I was a little kid. I had experiences since I was maybe 5 or 6 years old. I tried with different professional teams, but then I went into college. Moving forward with football. But I do have a lot of experience with stadiums. I'm also a fan from one of our local teams here in Colombia. And since 1997, I've been a Barcelona fan. And I fell in love with the team, with the club, with their identity and the values they share. So I've been a fan for almost, 23, 24 years. And recently I found the Peña here in Bogotá. I have found that they are more than a family than I could believe. So now I decided to join, and I'm enjoying the experience a lot, to see a lot of people here that also share that passion with me and the values from the club.
Excellent, excellent. Who else? Who hasn't said anything? Novia, you want to say something?
Yes, I start to love FC Barcelona when I was girl. I read football magazine and I saw Carlos Puyol. And then maybe if I didn't,
of course,
I didn't join Peña, maybe I just an independent Barca fans. watch the Barça game only at home and read the news about Barça on Twitter. And I don't know what will I be if I didn't join Peña, because I learned a lot of things in Peña. I able to draw or design.
Great, thank you. I think we have Hanen. Am I pronouncing your name right? Or is it Hanen? I'm not sure. Maybe she's frozen. Can you hear us, Hanen?
Hi, hello.
Hi.
Actually, I love football from my childhood. I was a big fan for Ronaldinho. I trying to playing football in any club, but my family it didn't accept this because my school and so I'm trying to do this way with my friends because really I love playing so much. Then from that moment when I see Ronaldinho playing, I was in love with him. Really, he is a great player, a great footballer, really. And from this moment, I'm in love with Barcelona.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, it's all my life.
Yeah. I think for a lot of us, it's like that. I guess I should say lucky to be born and brought up in Barcelona. So I think, Barca is in my DNA, like for many other people. And, I remember going to the stadium when I was younger with my father, who did have an assigned seat. And it was great. So, I go way back to like Maradona days. So it's always exciting every time that you step into the stadium, and it's almost like the first time. So it's really exciting to be able to see them play live. And in the meantime, when we it works just fine, and I think we're all really huge fans. We also asked some women Peña members to send us videos if they wished to do so, if they couldn't be here live. So we're going to show a video from one Peña member in Beirut, and her name is Rim, and forgive my pronunciation, but Fakhreddin. And Maxi, do you want to show that?
Hello, my name is Rim Fakhreddin, and I belong to Penya Barcelonista de Beirut. I'm a board member at Penya Beirut and the manager of all the online entities. My duty is to synchronize all the accounts together, distribute and follow up on the tasks assigned to the admins. On the other hand, I participate in offline activities such as football gatherings and funds donations. In my opinion, because I believe in equality between men and women, disregarding their race and age, I see that women's contribution in the domain of sports and peñas have been very influential in the past few years. They have proved to have what it takes to be in responsible positions in the world of football, from football analysts to leaders in FC Barcelona peñas, and I'm a live example of it. At Barça, everyone plays.
Great message. I wanted to ask all of you, so anyone can answer. Rim told us she's a board member and she has responsibilities in her peña. Are you members of the board of your peña? And do you think there is a gender equity within the decisions-making process in your own peña? So everyone can answer.
Well, I could tell you my story. We have an organization made up on committees that have different responsibilities. We began with this organization a year ago, and I was part of the, let's say, the committee of financial aspects and also merchandise for the Peña, as well as helping with all the organization of the events. I just finished that task this Sunday that we have the General Assembly of the Peña, and it was a really great experience. Unfortunately, it was only 2 women among 10 boys. But I believe that the committees this year were chosen to have more participation of women. I was replaced for another fellow Peña women that I hope she will. I'm pretty sure she will do great. So we are actually become to be more members in the Peña, and that helped to be taken into account to have responsibilities within the Peña. Because at the beginning, when it was founded, it was only guys, so it was not possible for women to participate and take decisions within the Peña. The next goal, I believe, is to have board members that are women, but we are not yet there.
Thank you, Alejandra. Anyone else want to tell us about her responsibilities in the Peña? Amy?
Yeah, so I am on the board of the Washington, D.C. Penya. There are 7 board members. 3 of us are women, which is great. We have a very equitable board. I think all of our decisions that we make as a group. One person's views is not above another person's views, regardless of what our role in the Penya board is. We lead as a group, and I think that we've done a really good job as a board to think about things like women being on the board as people leave, actively looking for women to replace women or other board members. So yeah, I think we've done a very good job with that. We've got a great group of people who work well together, and everything is done by committee, meaning if an idea is presented, everybody's idea is just as important, and we discuss all of the ideas together. So yeah, that's how the Washington D.C. Penya runs right now.
Yeah, a real democracy.
Very much.
Anyone else wants to tell us about the responsibilities in the Peña?
Yes.
I would love to share my experience as well.
Okay. Go on.
Me? Can I go next?
Yeah, come on. No problem.
So, well, actually, can I go next? Yeah, of course. I'm actually just a member of the Peña since January, I believe, February maybe. But I found that people in the Peña are trying very hard to make the entire Peña an environment that where equality, wins. All the comments Alejandra was saying are trying to have women in them. I'm involved in one of them with the press and communications management. And I found the experience very, very enlightening, because sometimes peñas can be very much about men, but here in Colombia we are trying to make things very equal and have women have a very, very strong participation in the decisions and all of the activities that are going on, like sports activities, financial, with the press, and I really like the work that they are doing and how we work internally, respecting each other. They respect our ideas, our vision of game too, and I'm really liking that part of my participation. Yeah, of course.
Cool. Really nice. Someone else wanted to react?
Yes, they did. Janis Draper from Peña Blaugrana San Diego.
Janis?
I am a part of the board of directors with the Peña, and I do find that with our Peña, we are lucky and blessed enough to where there's a lot of participation of women, and it's always encouraged as well. There's always a big push for women and families to come out and watch the games with us, but specifically in the board, I am one of a couple of board members, and we are always encouraged to have as much of an opinion as any of the men are. Our president really does an amazing job to be very inclusive. So We all very much are a part of all the decision making. We vote on everything just like anybody else does. So it really makes no difference in gender as long as everybody's willing to participate. We really do play a big role with charities and events, and myself specifically, I'm a voice and ambassador international. So, you know, I visited several peñas throughout the world, and that's always been something that's been supported by our president and the other board members for me to be as involved as I am with the decision making.
Wonderful. And Hanen, you wanted to tell us something?
Yes. Actually, I have a great team. I work with them. We are two women in the administration. Really, they give value to every woman. And we do the meeting together. We change the idea together, and we coordinate all matches. We organize for the party together. And there are a lot of number of women in our Peña. Really, their interaction is also great and good. And, you know, we do everything together. So we're working like a team. We are equal in everything. So there are no difference between any woman or any man in our Peña. That's really great.
Yeah. The Barça spirit. Novia, you told us you designed the logo of your Peña, so you had a big responsibility in this.
Actually, that I don't have a right to making decision in Peña because I'm not a part of board of Penya Barcelonista Indobarça Jakarta. I'm only on chapters board.
Okay, great. Another question about we all know that in this time we can't organize many activities with our peñas, but when the Peña organized activities, did many women participate? And did you feel they were welcomed to participate in any activity organized by the Peña?
I'm wondering if Alejandra wants to go first, because she's going to have to leave us in just a couple of minutes. So Alejandra, do you want to chime in and give us your thoughts?
Yeah, I believe that we're very lucky in Peña Corazón Blaugrana Bogotá because most of the event has a very high participation of women. Of course, still, I mean, it's not 50-50, but I will say most of the events are 30-70. We do have mixed tournament that organize yearly or every 6 months that is called the Gamper tournament, which is a mixed tournament and is mandatory that each team has at least 2 women participating from the Peña. So that has encouraged a lot of women to join, as well as the promotion that we have been doing to organize the female team for the Peña. All of these activities call the attention for more women to arrive. And something that I found interesting is a lot of the time people, when they know that we are part of a supporter group for football, is like, oh, you joined because you were with a friend or with your boyfriend or with your husband. And my case and most of the cases that I found is us looking for this place and finding a family where we can feel welcome and respect, and our opinion is heard in the same way that our fellows men peñistas.
Thank you. Anyone else about these Peña activities?
Actually, in the year before last, they have been selected me to represent the Peña in the World Congress in Barcelona. And it was really, really a great honor to represent my Peña in Barcelona, and it was a big honor for me. So really, it was great to choose me Even we have a lot of members, men in the Penya, but they choose me to represent our Penya. So really respect for my team.
Yeah, and you lived this great moment of the World Supporters Club Congress.
Yeah, oh really, it was great moment for me. I will never forget this moment.
Next year, we're hoping.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, we all hope to meet together at Camp Nou next year, of course.
Yeah,
Amy,
I hope.
you wanted to react?
Sure. I think our women are a great representation of our Penya. We have, I would say, about 35% of our members are women, and sometimes more than that come to games. Just depends on the game. We have women that participate in our nonprofit activities too, our charities that we work with, a soccer organization for children in the city, and we just have a good time. And like Alejandra said, I joined the Penya not because of a guy. I joined because I wanted to find a group of people to watch the games with, and I find a lot of women coming there by themselves or with other women to come watch games with us, and I love that. And I think everybody just feels like a family there, and it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. Everybody's welcome and everybody has a good time. And I think that's one of the things that I love the most about our Penya.
Great. Really nice. Does someone want to react to this? No? So
I would love to.
Yeah, okay. Go on.
You know, to kind of add on to the conversation that we're having about us joining, I had the same experience. You know, a friend and a girlfriend and I decided to walk in and watch one of the games with the Penya, and it was just so incredible the welcome that we got. Just it didn't matter again, you know, who we were. It's just the acceptance and really the encouragement of people to watch together. It's such a great environment. It's such a great family environment, and you know, we were welcomed, both of us, with open arms. And a year later, you know, I'm part of the board of directors, but I had the same experience. I visited the Penya in Berlin, and when I walked in to watch a game with them, I was not just the only woman that walked into that bar, but also an American, you know, in a completely different country, and they just, even them, welcome me with open arms. And it's, I think most importantly, especially in the climate that we're in right now, is the opportunity to feel safe as a woman, to be able to go to a new bar, a different country, and be welcomed by people that don't know you, by a room full of men that don't know you, and still feel safe and still feel welcome and still feel like you could be a part of that great environment. I think is very, very important to know, or for the Peñas to represent that. And I think women will be more susceptible to being able to feel more comfortable as well, to attend these events. And I love the fact that our Peña is very, very family oriented, and there are a lot of women and children that come and watch together.
Yeah, I could experience this way to be welcomed by Peñas all over the world, all around the world, and yeah, I felt welcomed everywhere, and this is really great. Yeah. We'll now watch a video we received from Zina Hanani from Peña de Beirut.
Hello, my name is Zina Hanani. I'm Vice Treasurer at Penya Barcelonista de Beirut Board of Directors. I'm the manager of the membership department, a part of the activities, marketing and procurement entities, as well as the Instagram Penya account. To me, sport is a powerful platform for the empowerment of women and gender equality. where women play an important role in Peñas, especially that we know that the majority of supporters are men. Their role come in the communication, in the activities and gathering, where they greet the members, listen to their needs, and of course their touch in the social media accounts. At Barça, everyone plays.
That's great. To follow up on the questions that we've been talking about, and sort of participation of women in the different aspects of Peña members, we are all in some way or another ambassadors of our Peñas, especially when we've received visitors and collaborators and all this stuff. Have you ever experience a certain, reaction or a certain, behavior when a new person comes in who may be a man or a woman, doesn't matter, but they see, and you're the welcoming committee, so to speak, and have you seen different reactions because you're a woman versus, traditionally, they expect that there's a majority of men, if not all men. So have you felt any kind of being treated differently because you're a woman, part of the Peña? Anyone?
Well, in my case, I should say that I have a very surprised and astonished reaction. When the first time I met them, they were kind of, wow, you have traveled to watch football a lot, and that's quite impressive. So it was more in that way. And I'm very glad that we have been welcoming a lot of women in the last year, despite the COVID situation. And I become very close friends with them, and all of them always repeat to me, like the minute I came into the Peña and the first meeting, I felt like family, and I felt all of them like my brothers, and I felt that I could become very close friends with the women, which sometimes is not that easy in different environments, but the Peña has brought that ambience to just be very close and feel very welcome.
Great. What happens when a visitor comes in and you go and sort of greet them and welcome them to your Peña? Have you ever had some sort of reaction that you would not expect?
No, so far we have visitors from other peñas, and sometimes I remember one game when we won against Liverpool and 2 Champions League ago. The one that we win, we had a visitor from Barcelona, and he was just amazed how excited we were celebrating, because at the end of the game with the free kick of Leo, beer was just raining from the floor, and he was just like, this is unbelievable. So all of the time, the experience with visitors has been really good in the Peña.
Great. Anyone else?
I can speak to this. I think we get a lot of visitors. I think Washington, D.C. is just one of those cities that gets a lot of visitors from Peñas and just people who are looking for a place to watch a game as they're in the city. And I think that I probably get the biggest reactions from other women because they're not expecting a woman to be there to say hello to them and to welcome them and to help them and ask them if they want to join. And I think that it makes them feel more comfortable actually to have other women there to sit with and to remember them when they come back. I've had great experiences with men and women who come in to watch the games. I think the men are probably surprised. But then once you sit and you watch and you see the women that are there and how involved, and they're not there just because the person they're with wants to watch the game, but they're just as engaged in the game and sometimes more than the men, all of that goes away. So I think the most surprise I've seen has been mainly from women who are just happy to see another woman. They're coming into a bar that they don't know. And I think they appreciate it.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think also for me, and I don't know if anybody else has had that experience, that I think that maybe it's not necessarily an overt surprise, but sort of in the way that they answer back whenever you're talking a shop, you're talking football or soccer, you're talking about tactics and players' backgrounds or games that happened 5-10 years ago. When you start talking about that as a woman, I think some men, it's not a negative reaction by any means whatsoever, but it's like, oh, more than just the players' names or what trophies they have won this year. Have you run into that as well, or you get different reactions?
Yeah.
Janis, you're smiling.
In my case,
yes.
Funny, a group of girls.
Hang on, Paola. Janis goes, and then
Thank you.
Paola, you come.
Yes, in my case, a group of women and I went down to Puebla to represent the PBSC San Diego for their big event where some of the Mexican peñas get together, and we had that experience. And I'm going to say it sounds kind of funny, but we were treated like celebrities because you have 3 women that know about football, and like you said, could talk shop and could have a conversation that's deeper than the superficial things that Barcelona are. So I think that was a great experience for us to be able to have that, and the respect that we were showed because of it was pretty incredible.
Yeah, Paola.
Of course. Well, my experience has been since I was a very, very young girl, because I've always been so much into football, more than my male cousins and my school friends. When I was little, I was better at football, playing for them. So it's something that has always been there, this impression, this surprise from men that I can play so well, that I know so much about football. Been a fan of certain teams for 25, 30 years. Also now that I'm in this, I'm a collector, t-shirts collector. So now I'm getting into this world, and they are also amazed that a woman can have these huge collections of t-shirts, of football shirts. So I actually like it. So they know there are more women around the world that want to be involved with these communities, with collectors, with peñas, and playing football as well. So it's an experience that I enjoy. When I walk into I have the best shirt, everybody's like, oh, that's a wonderful shirt you're wearing. Where did you get that? Or where did you learn so much about football? How do you know about games from 20 years ago? And I try to be very humble about it. If they learn something, I can teach them. And of course, if they want to be taught from, that's great. I have a lot of friends that love the fact that I know more about it, and I believe that's very positive, especially in the world right now. With certain places can be so filled with machismo, but right now it's being so good. And I think women, we are having a more important role in football than ever. So I think that is very, very positive.
Yes, definitely. Anybody else?
Paola, I don't know if you saw it, but in every pre-match show we do before the games, we are used to invite shirt collectors, and many times we represent the history of Barça through the shirts. So maybe one day you're welcome to show us a part of your collection.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I would be honored. That would be my dream. I have a huge collection. I try to make it bigger. This is my last acquirement. It's a Guardiola shirt from '96, and I'm so proud of my collection. That would be great. Thank you so much for the invitation.
That's a great shirt. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the disadvantage of this screen is you can't quite see everything.
Thank you.
It looks good. It looks good. Janis, I had a question for you. I don't know. I see that you've turned off your camera. I don't know if you're not available. If you're not, no problem. We can come back to it later. Anthony, do you want to take over?
Yeah. That's a question you can all answer. What do you think? What feeling do you have about the role of women in the Peñas in general? Do you think they are well represented or it's not enough? What do you think about this? Women should take more importance in the Peñas in general, or do you think it's already a good place to go to a Peña, and being a woman is already something that's not that's good?
Actually, you see, we are all women here. We represent our Peñas. So really the woman, she have very great rules to represent the Peña, and really we need to do more and more for our Peña. It's really an opportunity to talk about that. Really, we have to do more. We love to take a big responsibility, and we are here. We can do it.
And do you think you have to prove? You told us, Sara told us about when she talks about tactics or a game that was a long time ago. Do you think you need to prove more than any guy coming to the bar watching the game? Do you think you need to prove something to the others?
Actually, yes. Even when I was a child, I was a player of football. So I'm trying to showing myself, to playing more better the boys. So I do my best. Sometimes I get hurted, or I don't know any example. So I don't cry. I was young, but I don't. I want to do it. I want to prove that I'm strong woman. I can play well than you. know? So that's something great to prove that we are strong and we are here. The Barça women.
Someone else wants to react? Yeah.
I share that opinion completely. When you're a woman, you feel that you need to prove maybe that you can play as well as them, that you're as strong as them. And when it comes to watching football and being a fan, sometimes you have to be more than a fan of than them, or knowing more than them. But I think it's a job that is improving with time. It's something that we will have to work on daily. And I think it's getting so much better than when I was young, when it was so hard to be a football fan, because it was something that was very unusual. Now you see little girls playing on the street here in Colombia. That wasn't the case when I was little. I always had to play with boys because there were no other girls to play with in my neighborhood, in my school. So I think it's going very well. And I think also men in Peñas and in other places are working very hard to make these more suitable environments for other women to share their passion and to share the knowledge and to be as a fan as they are. I think it's becoming a very good time to be a woman in sports.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the former Barça players told us too. They told us that they would have enjoyed to be in the football team nowadays instead of in the 70s when it was difficult to be taken seriously by men.
Yeah, I would like to compliment what Paola is saying, but that it is true. We probably are from the same time, and back in the 90s, even in Colombia, was pretty hard. I believe that now is a lot easier, and I think that what the Barça Femini is doing is helping a lot. Like right now, having them in the champions still, and unfortunately the guys are not. It gives us a lot of opportunity to actually watch the games from the female team and get to know the players and so on. So I see it as a great time to be a woman in football and a supporter of football being a woman.
Yes.
I would agree as well. I grew up playing on boys teams because they wouldn't have enough girls teams to put me on, and I always had to be tougher than the boys. I couldn't stay down if I got hurt. I couldn't cry. I couldn't do anything. I had to be tougher. And then women's soccer in the U.S. took off, which helped, I think, tremendously in this country, because the women's team here is better than the men's team by far. So it really, I think, helped. Yeah, it really helped women's soccer players and women's sports, I think, in general, seeing that in this country, in the U.S. But I still, the last time I was able to watch sports out, had a man explain to me that 2 yellow cards equals a red. So that still happens, but it doesn't happen really in Peñas, regardless of what Peña I'm watching. Yeah, I exclaimed. I got upset and I said, "What?" And he very kindly let me know that it's because it's a second yellow that he got a red. So it still happens, but it's definitely much better now than before.
So, Sarah, do you had a question for Janis if she's still there?
No, she's not on. I think she said her connection issues were really bad, and I think she dropped off. So maybe we can go on to another video from another Peña member, and this time from Copenhagen, Lene Paluda Hastru. So we can show that video.
My name is Lena, and I'm a member of Penya Barcelonista de Copenhagen. I'm a member of the board, and I'm honorary treasurer. I participate in all Penya activities. I do not play football, but I'm cheering when our Penya team are playing the annual football tournament, Fan Cup. It's important that young girls are just as welcome as boys in the local football clubs, and that the National Football Federation ensure that girls and women compete in national leagues, that women have their own national team and are playing against other national teams in regional, European and world championships. As Peñista, girls and women have the same right as men. We love football as much as men, we love footballers, we love the game as much as men, and we share just as much as boys and men when our team are winning. At Barça, everyone plays. I Barça spiller alle.
That's great. This sort of takes me to the next question, which is for everybody as well. And it sort of moves a little bit from Peñas, but not that far, in the sense of, do your respective Peñas promote women's sports in any way? It can be soccer, it can be, any other team. You guys have that going in your Peñas? Novia, do you want to tell us? Can you hear me, Novia? Yeah, you're muted. So you need to click. There we go.
Okay. So Indonesia gives the equal opportunities for women or men in sports. It means that this country support the talents of the athletes. And also Indonesia has women's sports, they are futsal, badminton, weightlifting, martial arts, swimming, basketball, and volleyball.
Okay.
The sports have the national team and compete the international level. And also our athletes got many achievements and master in a few sports like futsal, badminton, weightlifting, and martial arts.
Wonderful. That's quite a bit. Anybody else, Hanen? Does your Peña promote women's sports?
I can also. Actually, in my country, and they encourage women to play sports. So there are no difference between anybody. So we do all what we want. We do sports. We do. They respect our talent to do football or handball or basketball or any type of sports. So it's normal for us. So.
But does
we have the chance, really.
Does your Peña promote women's sports from within the Peña? Like, do you have any team for, be it soccer or be it another sport?
Sorry?
Does your Peña have a women's team of any sport?
Yes, we have a little team, football. We do football sometimes, women's against men. So sometimes we do this and sometimes we enjoy all together, but it's not official. It's just like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for fun.
Yeah, for fun. That's right.
Paola?
Here in Bogotá, the Peña is actually doing a very good job in developing a team. I haven't joined actually because I haven't played in so many years due to work and other commitments. But they do have a team training weekly, I think 2 times per week. And I think the job that they are doing also promoting women's team is very, very good, as well as watching the Barça Femini and other female teams from our local clubs in Colombia. Right now, one of our teams, the one I'm a fan of, América de Cali, has their women's team in the final of the Copa Libertadores, which is like our Champions League. And I think that's very good, and people are starting to watch the games. They are starting to follow an entire tournament for women, and I think that is very, very important. I would love to be playing right now so people can watch you on TV like they do with men. And I very passionate men watching women's sports right now. So I think it's so cool. I think it's so awesome right now.
That's great. Amy?
Well, we are equal opportunity in that we don't have a men's or a women's team that we've put together. Although we did try putting a mixed team together. It didn't work, at least the time we tried. Maybe that's something that we can try again in the future. We don't really follow women's teams as a Peña, but I know that there are people within the Peña that follow the women's teams and various women's teams, not just Barcelona. We did have when the Women's World Cup was on, there was opportunities to come together and watch some games together for the final, for instance, which was nice. But yeah, I think our focus has always been on the men's team as a whole. But I would love to see more women's teams being the focus for the Peña as well.
Yeah, maybe it's a good year, Amy,
Maybe.
to promote it with the Champions League this year, as
Exactly.
the men are out of the Champions League. So maybe it will be the good year to promote maybe a final. We can hope a final for our girls.
Yes.
I
That
think
would
we're
be a
going
great
to.
opportunity, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. We have one more video to show from another Penya member, this time from the Penya in Roma in Italy. So let's watch it. We're going to go a little bit over time. Is that okay with everybody? Yep. Okay. So we can show the video.
Yes, that would be great.
Nice video. Thank you.
Hi Coolers, my name is Saona Dorado Gonzalez. I am the former Vice President of La Peña Blaugrana Roma and was one of the founder members of the Penya Barcelonista Chicho Civilio back in the Dominican Republic. Some of the activities that I take part in La Peña are organizing the match events that we host in our Peña and helping our foreign coolers get in contact with us. And if by any chance they are located in Rome, I help them get into a location and I welcome them into our family. We have had numerous examples of women that have shown us that excellence has no gender. It has only patience, determination, and talent. And we need more of these examples in the sport, not only in soccer, but in all sports and in our peñas. Only as equal, we are more.
Some true words out there. We have a couple more questions, and then we're going to show another video, and we'll wrap up. So it's not going to run much over. I know everybody has things to do, and especially I don't know what time it is in Indonesia, but I think it's probably early morning. So appreciate Novia you being here. I have a question for Hanen. You work specifically with recruiting and welcoming new women members to your Peña. How do you make it work? How does it happen? Do you work by yourself? Do you work with other people? Do you think that if based on the work you do, you have more members who are women in your Peña? I think there's a delay. Hanen is in Turkey, so there's a delay. I'm not sure if she's trying. So why don't we go to the next question, Anthony, and then if she can reconnect, she can answer.
No problem. Next question will be for Amy. So we wanted to ask you what's the biggest challenge you think there are for women who want to get involved in Peñas and their activities, and how could the federation, the World Peñas Federation, encourage women's participation?
I think thinking about myself, the first time I came to a Peña, I didn't know what to expect. I expected it to be full of men. I didn't know how that they would react when I came in. It's a good thing that I generally don't care and I'm going to just walk in anyways, so it worked out for me. But I think a big thing is when you build your leadership with women, it allows other women to feel like they are part of it. And I think that if more Peñas out there include more women on their boards, for instance, something as simple as that provides a door for other women to feel more comfortable coming in, or feel when they see, if they happen to go online and see that there are women on the board. I mean, that changes the whole perspective of what the Peña would be, or what they would be walking into. It says more than just it's important for us to put someone in a leadership position. It says it's important for us to welcome diversity into the Peña. And so I think that would be a huge thing, that if it was something that Peñas across the world could make an active effort to do something like that. I think it's something so simple. I think that maybe in some situations, women, I can't remember, I think it was Janis that said that her Peña has a lot of families that come. Our Peña also has a lot of families that come. And having a family-oriented space is also one way to, I think, broaden the type of people that come and watch games. Not everyone can get away to come and spend time, but if you make it open to families, I think that allows people that may not have been able to in the past come in. I think that's a huge thing for me. That I think could be done across the federation without any extra resources or any extra anything, to be honest with you.
I can tell that my family felt very welcome in Washington DC. So you're doing it well.
Thank you.
I think, unfortunately, a couple of people have had connection issues and dropped out. It must be because it's Friday afternoon and all the lines are busy. I don't know, but it's too bad, because the more voices, the better. But we understand that, technology sometimes it's uncontrollable. I don't know if any of you want to add anything before we close. Unfortunately, our Federation president couldn't join. I know that he was going to talk about, sort of what we're doing from the Federation in regards to, women's issues. We have a new board member, relatively new board member, Marie Faure, who's the president of Penya Barcelonista Clan in France. It's an online Peña. And she's spearheading the efforts to get more women involved in activities in Peñas, but also with the Federation. So you will be hearing from her, I'm sure, in the near future. And if you have any ideas, anybody here or anybody who's watching, listening, please contact us at the Federation, and we're more than welcome to, collaborate with you, give us your ideas, things that we can do to, as Amy said, get more the word out as to how to make Peñas more equitable between genders, and, welcoming families and all of that in the future. And you can always write to us at info@fcbworld.org. So, please feel free to all of that. Maybe, Paola, do you have anything that you would say to the Federation as to what we could do from the umbrella where all of our peñas sit? Any thoughts? And Novia, you too, if any.
Actually, I was thinking that, I'm sorry, it seems to be a delay. I was thinking that these type of initiatives right now and the last week, a week ago, are doing a very good job in giving us a voice and visibilizing all of these women around the world that are interested in football, that are fans, that are playing football. And if I can come up with any more ideas, I for sure will be contacting you to letting you know what we and what you can also do to have more women every day in type of activities. I'm actually enjoying it a lot, and I believe it's very good that you have invited us and all women to talk about what our roles we have in our peñas, in our everyday life as a football fans. And I think it's very good that you are already about us, and you are already trying to do something about making us visible and giving us a voice. That's very important, and I thank you very much for that.
Excellent. Novia, do you have any thoughts you want to share about this topic?
women and in Penya Indobarça Jakarta, women are very welcome. We are very open to women who wants to join Penya, and we provide the equal opportunities to women to have role. Perhaps they can be the president of Penya or the secretary or IT division, like that.
Great, wonderful. Amy, do you want to add?
I'll just say one thing. The one thing that I particularly appreciate with this forum is, no offense, Anthony, is that usually when I'm in forums where there are men as well, many times they take over the conversations, and I see that a lot. And it's not intentional. It's just there's usually less women than men to begin with, and then it sort of it snowballs, and there's less room and space for women to speak their thoughts. And so having forums like this where it's just women is, I think, would be one way also to promote more women being involved in these types of things. I think it makes it easier for people to speak.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we're very happy to have had you here today, and also to Janis and Hanen and Alejandra, who were here before. But it's been great. I definitely think that this is something that we will continue doing, and hopefully more Penya members who are women will participate. Thank you so very much. We'll show one more video, but we'll be closing the program with that video. So thank you so very much to you all. Thank you, Anthony.
And we have to thank also all that the people that watched us, and all the comments they made. Thank you very much for watching and commenting.
Definitely. And thank you to Maxi and Jose for doing all the work behind the scenes, for sure. Thank you, everybody, and see you next time.
See you. Thanks.
Thank you.
Today and every day, the future is female.
No soy valiente, soy deportista. Feliz Día Internacional de la Mujer, 8 de marzo.
El deporte femenino es importante. En el Barça jugamos todas. No soy valiente, soy atleta.
Podemos correr las mismas distancias.
L'esport no té gènere. L'esport és passió, lluita i sacrifici.
Al Barça juguem totes.
No soc valenta, soc esportista.
Nel Barça giochiamo tutte, non sono coraggiosa, sono un atleta.
Avui, cada dia, les dones també són futur en l'esport.
We can run the same distance.
À Barça, tout le monde joue. Je suis pas courageuse, je suis une athlète.
Hoy y cada día, las mujeres también son el futuro en el deporte.
Al Barça juguem totes. Feliç 8 de març.
No soy valiente, soy deportista.
Za Barça igramo svi. Ja nisam hrabra, ja sam igrač.
Al Barça juguem totes.
At Barça, everyone plays. I'm not brave, I'm an athlete.
Podem córrer les mateixes distàncies.
I'm not brave, I'm an athlete.
Al Barça juguem totes.
At Barça, everyone plays.
En el Barça jugamos todas.
En el Barça, jugamos todas.
At Barça, everyone plays. No somos valientes, somos deportistas. Feliz Día Internacional de la Dona.